We started this business 15 years ago this year as a group of oddly connected services. We were doing web design and photography and leadership development, training and coaching. And as we evolved, we ditched the web design and the photography piece. Dr. Jim Smith at Leadership Systems took me under his wing and certified and trained me as a coach. And that became the focus of the business. Although we are looking at gradually bringing photography back into the business, but with a mission bent. The two are actually connected in some pretty cool ways.
I think his photography informs his coaching, because I believe he's taught me some of this skill as well. He and I think about it as if we can change the question slightly, change the environment, ask them what might they do if. It often asks the individual that's being trained to think of it with a whole nother lens, and therefore when they come up with a solution, it develops the solution, their confidence, their energy, their motivation, and their momentum, and they'll so often move much more rapidly into the solution.
At our core, we are a coaching company, and when people ask what that means, I sort of tell them tongue-in-cheek that I'm not here to answer their questions, I'm actually here to question their answers, which tells maybe part of the story, but the part of the rebranding from the Jinks perspective to the leader's perspective is to send the message that it never has really been about the coach. It's always been about the coachee. It's about you, the leader. It's the leader's perspective. It's about your best thinking.
So the difference between hiring a coach and a consultant is really, what are you looking for? Most people would go in there saying, well, they want help in general. Well, okay, what kind of help? Which would be a good coaching question to ask. And as they try to answer that question, if it's really clear they want technical, proven experiences in a corporate setting, they might be looking for a consultant, someone that's really schooled in that dimension, maybe in an engineering or a business or a financial or medical practice. Coaching, however, is a different discipline that does not propose to bring all the right solutions, but it comes asking the right questions.
It brings out, it develops skills in the folks that he's working with, in that they do the work, right? And he is not imprinting his ideas, but he's pulling out their thoughts about the work that they're doing, and then helping them to create or put it in a framework that best serves their organizations.
If you ask me what separates him from the people that do what he may do or something similar, is he's phenomenal at the question and really identifying those for us to be a better organization.
I asked you in the beginning of this talk, what was the job of a question? And the easy answer is to elicit an answer, to learn something, find something out. And that's true, that's one thing a question does. But we just learned that questions increase engagement. We just learned that questions improve recall. Questions sharpen focus. Questions amplify intent and even change behavior.
You know, what I like about coaching and Patrick's approach to coaching is that, as he says, it's not about helping you find the answers, about helping you figure out the questions that you need to answer. And he's wonderful when you're just babbling away, totally trying to figure out what's going on. He will stop and ask a question that somehow ties it all together. And you go, ah, that's what we need to figure out. That's the answer we need to focus on finding.
The personalization that Patrick provides is crucial. But the magic sauce really is his magical ability to listen. He has these amazing listening skills. He hears you, he processes it, analyzes it, what you're telling him, and then he comes back with a completely different perspective that's eye-opening, and that really helps to make what you're doing so applicable to the needs that you have as a leader.
We do a lot of strategic planning with organizations, and people say, well, that's not coaching. But I take a coaching approach to all of my work, whether it's in a board retreat, a training workshop, or a keynote speech. I leverage questions to elevate the thinking of either individuals or groups or large audiences.
One more. What does your organization want? Somebody over here. I feel it. A sustainable lifestyle. What does that mean? What's a sustainable lifestyle mean? Stability. Okay, stability. So you want stability for people in your region. Okay, and what are you doing about that? What do you think? Quadrant bottom right. It's making money, but it's not driving the mission in a measurable way. What do you think? Appropriate? Not appropriate? Ever appropriate? When? You were given a hard, confident yes. When do you think that's appropriate?
What about your major fundraisers?
What about them?
They bring in the profit, but they themselves are not dealing with the mission.
Okay, big major fundraising event, big gala you hold every year.
One of the things we've done over the years is shift our focus from not quite so many one-off engagements, but more toward long-term relationships with our clients in what we call deep coaching. Our ability to sort of be on retainer for an organization and support them with continuity, trust, mutual accountability on everything from strategy to senior leader development, board engagement, you name it. Boards get to know us, staff gets to trust us, CEOs become partners with us.
Being able to work with someone that watched us grow and that helped us grow made all the difference. It wasn't as if we had a strategic guide that came in one time and left, and then we had someone else come in. It flowed very nicely to be able to have them help us grow and then watch us through that process.
The benefits of the continuity of having someone work with you not only on your strategic plan, but on your operational plan and on the board development and monitoring of that strategic plan, and then on developing the abilities of the staff to execute on that plan. I love the fact that we've had such amazing continuity by working with Patrick on all of these aspects of our work.
My goal is to coach leaders toward three things that are the construct of our brand: clarity, simplicity, and alignment. That's our brand construct. I want to help leaders pause and focus not only on growing their organizations, but on growing their own leadership power and investing in their team's ability to grow their leadership.
When I met Patrick, the work that he was doing, it was something I didn't really know. I didn't understand really well. And so as he was grooming me, I was hopefully adding just as much value to him, for his organization and what he does. So I think the first and most important reason why I believe so much is the relationship, the work that he's doing and the difference that he's made in my growth and the growth of the organizations. I leverage his skill set even with our clients. So I bring him on board to help us show up better and bigger and faster, where if we didn't have him, it may not be as fast or it may not be as good. So I leverage people to have great relationships with that do great work. And Patrick does phenomenal work.
He allows you to find your voice and your style. And I think that's unique. It is a quality that I certainly appreciate because you own the work that you're trying to do, and it's more authentic. And I've found that invaluable, and I feel like I've grown by leaps and bounds since our engagement.
One of our biggest findings is that too many leaders get caught up in the technical work of the organization. They're still in performance mode and carrying out tasks, budgets, grants, you name it. And they fail to pause and think about how they are leading, plan for how they're going to be better leaders.
Organizations are struggling across every domain, every industry, across the globe with development leaders. I think leaders have lost what their perspective is because they're in the habit of doing day-to-day activities. And I guess I would probably use this more, how do we help leaders stay in the cockpit as a pilot versus running around trying to load luggage or trying to give out drinks. Leaders have to be able to stay in a position that's most effective, that does the biggest add value to their organizations, and they got to have a perspective of what does that look like versus reverting back to what they're comfortable with.
We're working more and more with organizations who really understand that investing in coaching, investing in their own leadership development and their team they're not viewing it as a luxury. They're viewing it as a necessity, a critical part of what they do. They understand that being stronger leaders gives them a greater chance of achieving their social missions.
Never before in human history has the world been moving and changing as fast as we see today. So the old models of the manager or the leader having the answer is going away faster than we ever imagined. So if they're not investing in coaching for their people, they're going to quickly be way behind.
For the nonprofit sector, investing in your staff and their organizational leadership development is essential, because I don't think that many of us take these jobs running nonprofits because we want to be managers. We engage in this work because we're passionate about the mission and the communities we serve.
You know, as systems thinkers, we understand that you have to have great leaders in order to make those changes, and so we see it as an investment in the future of our community.
Where do they get the skill set to really be able to do those things that you're holding them accountable for and really need them to do? Is investing into them. So just like you invest into all of your equipment, how much are you investing into the people, which is also a resource for you, is just as vitally important as investing into that copier or investing into your branding and your marketing or some firm that you hire. What do you invest in the people that are actually day-to-day operations for you?
This opportunity to work with the Leader's Perspective has been an invaluable experience, and hands down, we will continue to work with the Leader's Perspective in the future.
Listen, the business is thriving. I'm loving what I do, but I know we wouldn't be here if it weren't for passionate, gifted leaders, organizations, businesses, foundations who give purpose to this work and fully invest in the process. I'm beyond grateful. I am deeply honored to get to serve such extraordinary people on a regular basis.
Leadership is not all about you. It is mostly about others. But if we don't take care of ourselves, continue to learn, continue to teach yourself, learn from others, keep your heart open, keep your mind open, listen, get work-life balance in your life, understand what that really means. Take some time for you. Spend some money on you. Go to a conference for you. Take a day off for you. So if you can't breathe, you can't help anybody else.